Trish Toby with WARC reporting to you live from Westchester, New York, where there appears to be some sort of mutant menace on the loose.
Hey, everybody, I'm Matt Aucamp.
And I'm Pat Reber.
And say it with us, Pete. Welcome
to Mutant Menace.
Pat.
Matt.
I want to talk to you about something.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about something that you already know about and our listeners don't.
Ooh. No, let's keep it a secret.
Oh, all right. Well, nobody's going to subscribe if we keep it a secret.
Oh.
So I mean, do you still, if you think that's a good idea, I'll do it, but
No. Now that I know what you're talking about, I think you should announce it.
Listen, everybody, we are launching a Patreon. So, we have been doing this podcast for a little bit, and it might be a little early to start a Patreon, to be fucking honest. But we had some ideas, and we thought in order to make them come true, we kind of need some help from you guys. And we love doing this podcast. We're going to do this podcast until we hit the modern day, which will be impossible because time keeps moving forward and they keep releasing X-Men comics every week. Patrick, they release more.
At some point, do you think we'll just be doing each week's issue?
I don't think we're going to catch up. I just don't think so.
We could. We've covered 20 years this year.
You know how we could catch up is if our listeners want to support us on Patreon. We'll be launching a Patreon. I don't know if it'll be up by the time this episode is up, but it will probably be up at least before next episode. And we don't want to launch this Patreon and it to like rob our listeners of anything that they already enjoy. And we want it to be a thing that even if you don't have the money to support, it'll add something to your listening enjoyment of Mutant Menace. So
right, you can at least give us your data and then we can sell it somewhere.
So Pat, we're starting with let's just talk about this. We're starting with a free tier. And Pat, what are we putting on the Patreon on the free tier?
I think the free tier, as recommended by our recording partner Pete, is going to be our reading list. So you can
welcome to Mutant
Your
Menace.
Timing is so bad here, Pete.
Pete, get out. But yeah, it's the reading list for each upcoming episode so that you can, if you do want to read along, can keep up, as well as just some little updates, a little probably preview of each episode. You'll be on our mailing list.
So, if you don't have the money to support us, or if it just doesn't seem like a good proposition to you, you can just join the Patreon and then you'll have the reading list. So you'll always know, especially now that we're not just doing X-Men comics, it's ballooning outward to New Mutants, and eventually it'll be X-Factor and then Excalibur and X4, like it's Wolverine. It's going to be a lot. So you'll always know what is coming up. And then there'll be basically
like a pay what you want level.
Right. So however much you want to donate, if it's $1, if it's $50, however much you feel like it's worth, there will be some bonus stuff on there. First of all, anyone that donates on any level, you're going to get the bonus episodes that we do sometimes of, stuff that wouldn't fit in our normal reading order. You're going to get those about a month early, I think. Is that the plan?
A month? I thought it was a week.
Maybe it'll be a week early. I don't know. You'll get it early.
We'll figure it out. Some early episodes, some early communications from us about stuff that we have going on. This is not our only plan.
No, yeah, we have this idea of doing like little mini-sodes where maybe monthly little mini-sodes where it's just like us bullshitting, not even really about the X-Men necessarily, just us bullshitting. We'll put outtakes on there.
Yeah. As
and
well as some polls. I know this is not a democracy, but there are some issues that we want your opinions on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that we offer to our paid subscribers.
Yeah. And then this is aiming high. If we manage to hit, this is a big aspirational goal, but if we manage to hit $500 a month in donations, our plan is to do an exclusive monthly podcast that'll only be on the Patreon that you guys get to vote on. We've talked on this show before. We've joked about doing a Fast and the Furious recap podcast.
Watch through, yeah.
We've joked about doing
the Drew Carey show,
the
entirety of the Marvel Netflix shows.
Yes. So if we hit that goal, whenever we hit that goal, if we hit that goal 2 years from now, we'll still do this.
We're setting this out assuming that we won't hit this goal because this podcast is enough work for us.
So if we hit that goal of $500 a month, then we're going to start doing this bonus monthly podcast where we'll do something and we'll allow you guys to vote on it. Like we'll put all the options there, and whatever you guys want to hear is what we will put up. So, okay. So to sum up, free tier, reading list, any level, early bonus episodes, some mini episodes, outtakes, random shit. And then if we hit $500 a month, which will never happen, we will launch a new podcast that will be based on a subject that you guys
help
vote
us
on.
Choose. And then there's a kicker.
What?
Matt, I've added a secret third option to our Patreon. $1,000 a month level. If you want to be our real sugar parent, you have the opportunity. This is people donating at that level are going to get their own personalized weekly 5 to 10 minute podcast from me and Matt. We will make you your own personal podcast every week for only $1,000 a month.
Yeah, for only $1,000 a month, you guys will get one podcast where we'll just talk. We'll talk about whatever you want us to talk about that week.
Well,
it'll be short. It'll be a short podcast.
Loosely.
And frankly, I do not suggest you donate at the $1,000 level. It's not worth it. But also do. That'd be fun.
Yeah. It would be unwise, but who knows?
Hey, cool for us. So that's our little idea. And
it's
you
a
guys
big announcement today.
Yeah, you guys will see.
Little idea, big announcement.
Little idea, big.
Oh, we got to stop talking about it though. If you're interested, we'll post a link for you. But as the music indicates, it is time for Pat's Email Corner.
Oh,
Matt, only the second Pat's Email Corner of 2026.
There's only been 2. Yeah, that's true.
Let's start with Email Michael. We have a couple emails from him. Number one, titled Episode 41 Response. Email Michael says, "Hey, Pat, tell Matt that he is indeed as wrong as is possible about the Green Ranger." Refusing to elaborate, Email Michael.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's 100% true.
Nah, I looked it up and actually I'm right.
Nope. He also has an episode 42 response. He says, "Hey, Pat, tell Matt that I'm turning over a new leaf and will endeavor to be only complimentary going forward to reduce the stress and anger he feels when my emails are read."
That's
good.
That's
he says, "While Pat seemed skeptical, I have been in the same boat Matt mentioned as far as dating someone who looks like an ex, and my friends did call me on it. I didn't really know what I could say other than that I wasn't going to avoid dating anybody who looked like someone else I had dated in the past, though. So I actually totally sympathize with Scott here, maybe for the first time ever. Generally speaking, I neither like or dislike Cyclops, and it took Matt spelling it out for me to get it. That's why I keep listening every week. New perspectives." With eyes newly opened, Email Michael.
Pat, you got to do it. You got to date somebody who looks just like your wife.
Well, I can't.
Oh, okay.
And I choose not to. It's not just like a.
It's not just that you're not allowed, and you've been like dying to.
Right. It's not like a physical restriction. Every day I actively choose not to date anyone but my wife.
But if they look just like her.
Up next we go to Kaz. Kaz is back. He also
Hey, Kaz.
did clarify how we pronounce his name, which is Kaz.
Okay.
Subject line, ice milk equals straight to jail.
Yeah.
Enough of that.
I got a text message from somebody I know who was like, ice milk is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of.
That's not correct. It's not. And
I
it's
might have
the
even
thing
gotten two. Hold on. You keep reading emails and I'll see if I got a second one from somebody else.
Okay. Kaz says, hey, Pat, hey, Matt, Kaz here. First off, let me say I'm on Matt's side about ice milk. It's a no for me. It seems like it's one of those things you're just not supposed to do, like swimming with a backpack on, putting your mouth fully onto the water fountain, or folding at the hips to bend over and tie your shoe.
Oh, man. Did you know a kid in school who would put their whole mouth on the water fountain?
Yes. Yeah.
Wild
disgusting
stuff. Okay, here's the text message. You could keep reading the email in a second. Ice in milk is weird. Some might say it's a capital offense. So,
capital offense?
Yeah, I guess you should be murdered.
Should be executed by the state. Listen, I will get worse about this if everybody really wants to keep exaggerating and drinking warm milk like a baby. I will continue this discussion.
I think most adults just don't drink milk.
Kaz goes on, he says, anyway, wanted to ask what your thoughts are. Then their opinion's not valid. Wanted to ask what your thoughts are on the new X-Men Doomsday teaser. And following up, which interactions are you most hoping or excited to see between the X-Men and the greater MCU?
Oh, man.
Matt, have you seen the Avengers Doomsday X-Men trailer?
Watching it right now. I've only seen the image Cyclops.
I've seen the image so many times. I have not seen the trailer, but I think that's all there is to it, right? It's basically just saying, hey, an X-Man is here.
Yeah, it's like they're so they're showing the X Mansion and it's all fucked up.
Oh.
And Professor Xavier is just talking about, something boring, right? Looks like he's playing chess with Magneto. Well, and they're holding hands because they love each other. And now Cyclops whipped his thing off while it looks like Sentinels are stomping in the background. He whipped his thing off.
So the going theory, and again, I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna. They're commercials. Can I get upset about that for a second? These are commercials that you have to watch a commercial to get to, and it's a movie that's not coming out for like 9 months. I'm not gonna. I've gone through this whole cycle before.
You could get pregnant and have a whole baby before that movie comes out.
And Matt, you and I went through this. You went through this, Matt, right? With phases 1, 2, and 3. It's just we saw all the movies, we saw them in theaters. I can't keep doing this.
They want us to do it for life. Like that is the thing. Like Marvel expects this to be our lives forever. And they expect to keep capturing that same magic every single time. That's impossible. And this, I feel like Doomsday is the one where it's going to fucking fall on their faces. I feel like this Doomsday is where they're going to be like, ha, look, we're finally giving you what you want. And people are going to be like, okay, thanks, I guess.
Well, I hope they keep doing them forever. I hope they get worse and worse too. I think it's just like fun to follow the story, just like comics. They'll go through these extreme highs and lows. But I can't care about them at this point. Yeah. And I'm not going to watch a bunch of teaser trailers. And there's no offense to anyone that does. I think like it's fun to get excited about this stuff, but
Marvel movies are as often bad now as they are good. So like you can't emotionally invest.
Right. And I came back around to my point, which is that like we knew the X-Men were coming. It's not a surprise to see the X-Men in this trailer other than to say, oh, this is when they're finally doing it, as far as we
Right.
know. But everybody said that about Deadpool and Wolverine when that came out.
And I have no attachment to, like, I saw Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine, right? I saw Wolverine pull on his mask, and I was like, that kind of looks dumb, right? Like, I have no attachment
That
to seeing.
it was a CGI mask.
Was it?
Yeah, that was an entirely CGI mask, which is why it doesn't have any emotional impact.
It looks so bad, and you're like, oh, that's why they never put Wolverine in a mask in a movie, because he looks bad. He only looks good. That mask only looks good in comics. It does not look good in real life. It can't. And especially if you're trying to make it look cool instead of dorky. And so when I see Cyclops in the 90s outfit, I'm like, why? What? I don't care. I don't care about that outfit. I don't have so much attachment to that outfit. I need to see the man James Marsden wearing it.
I will say, I hope that they don't stick with those X-Men. I hope that that they appear to say goodbye to them and introduce a new League of X-Men. I love James Marsden, by the way. I think that guy's great.
Me too, but
he had his run, you know?
Yeah, and he's not Cyclops. He's a man named James Marsden. Like, I don't feel this sort of deep emotional connection to it.
I am excited to see a new, expanding on that, I am excited to see a new crop of X-Men pop up in these Marvel movies.
Why is it you think that is going to happen, though? Like, people aren't going to come to watch Dazzler, Helion.
Well, no,
Pixie,
I don't mean
yeah.
a new generation of X-Men. I mean like a multiversal reboot version of the X-Men that comes in. And there are rumors that that's what's going to happen, right?
There'll be a new cast?
Yes. Yeah, they're just recasting probably a few core X-Men and bringing in a few new ones.
Okay, so it's like, so it'll be a multiverse story. We'll see the old X-Men, and then they'll be like, wait, who are you? And the other guy's going to be like, and it's going to be like Timothy Chalamet again. And he's going to be like, I'm Cyclops. Who are you? And he's going to be like, I'm Cyclops.
Yes,
do you think
it's
that's
not going to be Timothy Chalamet? But, yeah.
It's going to be Timothy Chalamet again. Wait, who's it going to be? Who's your new Cyclops?
So it sounds like, well, it's rumors. They cast Sadie Sink in the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 4.
Okay.
And the rumor is that she's going to be Jean Grey, the new Jean Grey.
Okay.
There's also rumors about Wolverine. There's rumors about the new Professor Xavier.
I heard a rumor about Wolverine.
Yeah?
I heard it was going to be SNL alum Bowen Yang.
Yeah. I heard that too on a podcast. And I heard that they're considering Drew Carey for the role of Professor X. You know what else I heard in this? I might as well. I was going to save it for X-Men related things this week, but I might as well get it out here in the middle of Kaz's email.
Okay.
Bowen Yang is Wolverine. Drew Carey is Professor Xavier, and you asked me to help give you a little more. So maybe one or two more castings just to help you wrap your mind around.
Because you asked me if I was seeing your vision yet, and I really am not.
I thought Professor Xavier would. Drew Carey as Professor Xavier would bring us there, but Aaron Eckhart, I say, and maybe this helps pull the whole thing together, he should be FBI agent Fred Duncan. Now you see some pieces coming together
Not
here.
even a little bit. Not even a slight amount. I'm further away than I was before.
All right, I'll keep trying.
Okay.
Kaz goes on. He says, Happy New Year, and here's to a 2026 of X-Men content. P.S. Matt, you're still not fully in the clear, but there have been more people added to the get list before you. And then he does a smiley face emoticon, which I absolutely love.
What does that mean? The get
Remember, it was the last time Kaz emailed us, he said, I'm going to get you.
Oh.
Tell Matt I'm going to get him.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't remember that. Now I'm scared.
Well, you've moved down on his
Okay.
get list.
All right. It's gonna take a while for him to get me. It's like It Follows. He's
Yeah,
he's now he's gonna get a
just like
couple.
that.
He's got to get a couple more people, but I'm still on the list.
Let's keep moving. We have heard from Mikey Two Mails
Yay!
2 times since last episode. First up,
Weird.
episodes 38 through 42. He's pretty sure non-X-Men related email. Mikey Two Mails says, "Hi Pat, tell Matt I have survived the holidays. Holy snap, it was exhausting, but great episodes during the holidays. It was really
Good.
fun hearing Roses on the show, and it's always nice hearing you all talk about some of the wildest stuff in comic book history. Loving the show. Hope you are all doing well. Mikey Two Mails."
Mikey Two Mails isn't referring to the Wolverine miniseries as the wildest stuff in comic book history, is he?
He might be. It's pretty wild.
But it's good.
He almost got married.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I think he's referring to our body of work. But Mikey Two Mails, if you're trying to call us
Thank
out
you.
on something, please let us know. Don't be vague about it. And then here's his episodes 38 through 42 X-Men related email. He says, "Hi Pat, tell Matt I said my first exposure to the X-Men was the giant 4-person arcade cabinet at a CC's Pizza, and then my
Yes!
aunt finding out and I enjoyed comic books, and for Christmas gifting me around 40 issues from the 90s X-Men comics."
Yes!
A full 90s experience of getting to know the X-Men, I think.
Yeah, this is very, very close to how. I mean, I also saw the TV show, but man, that X-Men arcade cabinet in the ground around in Westchester, Pennsylvania was a real formative experience for me.
Oh my god, it's so good. It was such a fun game. I haven't played it in at least a decade, but I remember it being an incredibly fun game. I would always play as Nightcrawler, and I could just teleport around the screen, knocking people out.
Yeah, so but it would take your health away. That was the worst part about it. Using your mutant powers would take. So like, I mean, it was just meant to eat up your quarters, right? So like, you would just constantly be draining health. I've played it a few times. I've played it many times since it's a standard. If you go to a barcade, almost all of them have an X-Men cabinet.
Nobody ever wants to play with me though.
I played in Lancaster, PA, mid last year with all my cousins, and all of us took a different X-Man, but we did not make it very far because it is just meant to eat up your quarters.
I will say I had a friend who perfected Colossus's power-up noise in that game.
Yeah.
And he would do it. He figured out how to do it extremely loudly to the point where he would get kicked out of bars for doing it when he had too many drinks and just refused to stop.
Can you imagine if you guys had been in the barcade era?
Right, if we had access to that game and how bad it would have gotten.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mikey Two Mails.
Thanks, Mikey Two Mails,
for your traditional 2 emails. Good to hear from you. And then we have one more here, Matt, from, he needs no nickname, Pete.
Pete! Yay!
Pete from the intro says, "Hey, Pat, tell Matt that you could call the chubby X-Men franchise XL Men." That is all, Pete. He's absolutely right. I promise I will start casting for and scripting XL Men.
The XL Men, the chubby X-Men. Well,
and Pete, like you do with this podcast, I'll make sure that you get a cut of of anything we make off of it for naming it. Whew. All right, what an email corner, Matt.
Wow. Yeah, that was a journey.
It had me thinking, Matt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm open to listening.
Have you, hear me out here, have you done anything X-Men related this week?
Have I done anything X-Men related this week? Wow, what an unexpected question. I think, well, like the X-Men, I've just been kind of hard at work all week. I've had a really rough work week. And unlike the X-Men, I don't have a boathouse to go hang out in. Is that what you do?
Yeah,
in a boathouse?
or sunroom.
I don't have a sunroom. I don't have a morning room to relax in. So, honestly, Pat, I'm just gonna say it. This week I haven't.
Oh, I thought the working thing. You
Okay,
worked
yeah, I
hard.
worked.
You
But
worked
that's
hard
boring. But it's
and
just boring. I just did a
suffered
lot of
through it.
work. I just
Oh,
worked and then I was sleepy.
sorry.
How about you,
I hope
Pat?
next week is more X-Men related.
How about you, Pat? Have you done anything X-Men related this week?
I did, Matt. I shot up in bed one night after we recorded our last episode and
Oh
said,
my god.
"Oh, I'm stupid." And it was before we read the issues that we're about to talk about today. So I want to put this out there. I had one more theory. You asked me if I had any idea what was going on in regards to the Madelyne Pryor situation
Okay.
at some point last episode. And the thing that I realized after recording that I failed to say, and I won't
Okay.
tell you if it actually happens or not, is Madelyne Pryor
hmm
in this theory
Okay.
doesn't actually look like that much like Jean Grey. Like maybe a little. She's probably got same or similar hair and like the same nose or something, but
Okay.
Mastermind is manipulating everybody to see her exactly as Jean Grey. So when she sees a picture of Jean Grey, she's like, I guess I can see it. Yeah, sure.
sure,
But
a
it's like when
little
people
bit.
compare me to Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
So that was it was extremely X-Men related thing I did. I shot up in bed middle of the night and said, how could I have been so stupid? Maybe it's this.
Madelyne Pryor doesn't actually look like Jean Grey. Okay. That's an interesting theory. Pat,
Yep.
honestly, I think we're going to learn the answer to that today.
Where?
I just have a feeling. Well, Pat,
where would we even learn something like that?
I think we might start by learning it. Start to learn it. I think we start. I think we have a starting point. I think if we started anywhere, it would be
Yes.
Uncanny X-Men number 174, Romances.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Written by Christopher Claremont, penciled by Paul Smith, inked by Bob Wyacek. Glynis Weins, the colorist. Tom Orzechowski is the letterer. Louise Jones is the editor. And Jump Shumpy is the editor-in-chief. Release date, July 12th, 1983. Cover date, October 1983. Space! Do you want me to take that again? You want to try an alternate take?
Yeah, give me a
few. Pace! Space! Let me hear your best one. I'm running out of inspiration.
Space.
All right, well, I guess that one's all right. Space! Scott and Madelyne take in an Earthrise from the deck of the Starjammer and then start making out.
Pretty cool. Earthrise,
Uh-huh.
if you don't know, is one of the most famous photographs in American history from Apollo 8. They took a photograph. They were in the moon's orbit. So they weren't on the moon, but they took a picture of they took a photo of the Earth rising over the moon.
And that is what these two little kids are looking at. And
Well,
then
technically they're positioned between the moon and the Earth, so I'm not putting an Earthrise, but yeah, sure.
So then they start making out. This is interrupted when Corsair and his lover Hepzibah enter and start teasing them before taking them to chat with the newest Starjammer, Binary.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's Carol Danvers. She's here.
Carol
in outer
Danvers
space.
joining the Starjammers. This is a really cute scene too. Hepzibah openly talks about making out with Scott's dad in front of him. Just like sees them making out and is like, we should do the same thing right now. Also, we find out that and she doesn't mean it disrespectfully at all, but she calls Scott Boy.
Scott Boy. Carol Danvers and Scott, they relate about not being around the X-Men for a little while, prompting Corsair to remind Scott of his standing offer to join the Starjammers. He thinks on it, and once Madelyne and he are alone again, asks if she'd join him in space if he said yes.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Yo.
What a heavy question to ask somebody.
How fucking cool would a Starjammers team, like the current Starjammers that we know, plus Cyclops, plus Carol Danvers,
Yeah.
would have been? How great! I would follow that. That's so. Yeah.
I wonder
Sorry,
if
I'm
that
getting giddy thinking about it.
I wonder if that ever happens in the 30 plus years of Marvel comics that come next.
Does it?
I don't know. I wonder if it happens in the late 2010s or not. Who knows?
I can't get a read on you.
Back at the mansion, Lalandra has finally made a little progress towards Xavier's ability to walk. She's identified
What?
the problem is physical.
What?
I don't know. Why? How?
What physical? They
They
gave him a
cl-
brand new body.
They give him a brand new body, and they're like, "Hey, wouldn't it be funny if we if we paralyzed his legs again?" But she won't have much time to continue helping him. Her sister Deathbird has gone mad with power on the Shi'ar homeworld, and civil war is fomenting. She must return to set order to the Empire.
Oh,
damn! Everyone's
We'll
going to
miss her.
space. In northern Japan, Mariko Yoshida's like, "I'm going to space, Wolverine. Will you come with me?" Now, in northern Japan, Wolverine bursts through the gates of the Yashida compound, honor sword in hand, demanding an explanation from Mariko for leaving him at the altar. Mariko offers no further explanation than "you're not worthy," and sends
Jesus.
her half-brother, Harada,
What?
the silver samurai,
Do you remember him?
to retrieve the honor sword. They both insult him as he walks back out the gates, head down. It's very like the fact that he doesn't react, right? And there's a part of you reading it where you're like, good for Wolverine for not reacting, but then another part of you that's like, oh, is he just not reacting because he's so fucking heartbroken? Like, did this break him? And I honestly, I don't know the answer. Like, I can't answer that. Is he not reacting because of his honor, or because
Because he's actually just broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back at the mansion, Kitty is reading a Star Wars comic. She says something fucking weird here. Do you have any idea what she's talking about? She says, "Boy, Lockheed, these Lahzbees sure have a way with words, you know?" Is that like a writer? Are those like the writers of Star Wars comics?
I'm not familiar with that as a name of like a Star Wars type of alien, right?
No, definitely not. No, the Lahzbees.
Yeah, then maybe it's a writer.
Yeah, like I'm looking through, and it's like I do not see anybody named Lahzbee as a person who writes Star Wars comics. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing it. Guys, if you...
MutantSpod@gmail.com. Let us know whether or not you know who that is.
Who the Lahzbees are and why they have a way with words. She's loving this comic so much, Pat, that she wants to let Colossus, her buddy Peter Rasputin, know how good this is. So when she enters his room with a comic he's painting, and Kitty kind of forgets why she came in the first place. She grabs Peter by the arm, makes him cover his eyes, and starts leading him out of the room to show him a surprise.
Oh.
Once they're out in the hall, with Peter, eyes closed and fully unsuspecting, Kitty jumps into his arms and shouts "surprise" as she plants a big kiss right on Peter's lips. Guys, don't kiss somebody as a surprise.
Yeah, you can't
unless
do that.
Unless there's somebody you've kissed many times before, just don't kiss somebody as a surprise.
He, in response, Peter saying, they spell it out phonetically, so I'm gonna read it that way. He says, were
you able to translate it?
No. Usually they provide the translation in the comics.
if they put it in whatever he's saying in brackets, and they were just like translated from while kissing.
Yeah, lovely Louise.
He's blushing and uncomfortable and a little angry. I would be too, but that wasn't actually the surprise. So he continues to follow Kitty's instructions while carrying her, eyes still closed. Suddenly, Peter's feet start lifting off the ground, as if he's climbing an invisible staircase. He carries Kitty up into Storm's attic room, asking how close they are to the end of the hall. He gets suspicious, though, opens his eyes, and panics when he sees himself a floor up from where he thought he was, and 3 feet in the air. It's like fucking Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
And she's like, I told you not to open your eyes. What? How would that affect your ability to make him levitate, Kitty?
I think he starts freaking out.
They both fall into a pile on the ground as Kitty explains that she recently learned she can phase people.
Whole people.
Peter is very proud. Kitty is beaming, and their faces start moving closer to each other. Outside, Storm flies into her skylight, only to find Kitty and Peter full on making out in her room.
Whoa.
All right, guys. She starts teasing them, and as Kitty tries to make the excuse that they came up here to water her plant, she suddenly notices that there are no plants in the room. Storm explains that this is all part of her big change.
This is a little.
Also, I don't like plants now.
Yeah. Oh well. If I've got a whole new personality, I guess I have to get rid of all my plants.
Yeah, plants are for people who don't have mohawks.
Yeah.
I think there is definitely there's definitely something interesting going on with Storm's change, right? Like I think there's something interesting about it. She died, merged with a space god,
Right.
was reborn. And ever since her powers started going fucking wild, right? Like completely out of her control. And then she meets Yukio and she's like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have to control myself all the time. Maybe, like maybe all this controlling my passion so the weather powers don't go nuts. Maybe it's making me miss out on life. Which is something you might think if you literally fucking died.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like some of the ways they're choosing to express this. I even think like I love the Storm Mohawk, but I think expressing that as a way to deal with like that kind of trauma. It's like, and I got a mohawk, like it's a little silly.
Well, I do think it falls at least consistently with the other things she's been doing. Like
Right.
But it's just a little like Sandy at the end of Grease, where she's just like suddenly she's smoking cigarettes and doing other things that are actively bad for her instead of just trying to be a little cooler.
What if Sandy at the end of Grease was like, and I might kill people now? Out a few floors down, Kurt tends to Rogue as she recovers from her injuries in Jean Grey's old room.
Oh.
She asks why everyone's so reluctant to talk about Jean and why everyone has thoughts on Scott's new girlfriend's appearance. Kurt very concisely recaps the Dark Phoenix saga.
Like 3 panels. He nails it.
Yeah. And then, to himself, wonders if Jean could have been resurrected after all the recent activity.
Ooh.
As he thinks about how much he misses Amanda, he notices a package from her. Inside is a little doll of her in a mystic robe and riding a broom.
Oh,
adorable. Now there's 2.
So, new theory on that Banff doll that she has in her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
She must have made it, right?
Because
she makes this adorable little Amanda Sefton doll.
Up in the air in the cockpit of a North Star flight headed for Anchorage, Scott and Madelyne continue to think over their offer to join the Starjammers as Madelyne admires her new engagement ring.
Whoa.
Scott walks back to the cabin to prepare the passengers for landing and is stopped by a priest who lets him know he dropped something. A picture of Jean Grey from her vacation in Greece that he did not bring on the flight with him.
Matt.
Yeah.
I recognize this priest immediately.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
his big, chubby, smiling face.
And like the 3rd or 4th panel he's in, he reveals that he's some sort of villain. So it's not really... But I was so proud of myself for, it was like, not proud of myself. It was just very exciting to see that priest and be like, wait, I recognize that priest. Yeah. And then he quickly reveals himself as the same priest that was that met Jean Grey
Yes.
back in the Dark Phoenix saga, who was actually Jason Weingard.
Now, Pat.
Yeah.
I want you to try and remember something else here.
Okay.
How does he have that photo?
I don't know.
Do you remember Jason Weingard also posed as the hot man on the beach when Jean was in Greece?
And offered to take her picture.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, this is interesting.
Oh my God. Okay.
Confused and nervous, Scott tries to play it cool, but Madelyne can tell something's up. He's clearly withdrawn into himself. As they pull into Madelyne's home that evening, we see Jason Weingard light a cigarette and mutter something cryptic from the distance. As she opens a bottle of wine, Madelyne implores Scott to tell her what's wrong. He gets very serious. Oh, man, I'm like cringing. Knowing what's about to happen. He gets very serious and asks the question on his mind. Are you the reincarnation of Jean Grey? Are you Phoenix?
Gee, Scott.
Come on, man.
You can't just ask someone that.
You knew this wasn't a good idea. You knew this wasn't the right... And man... Oh, fuck. Okay. A turn of the page and we see her throwing a right hook at Scott, knocking him to the ground and sending his ruby quartz glasses flying. It's a fucking such a good punch.
It is. She gets him.
Yeah. As he scrounges around on the floor for them, eyes closed, he thinks about what a stupid question that was to ask. Of course.
Yeah, dude.
And of course she's upset. It was a stupid question, and her response was justified. He can't find his glasses, so he puts on the spare pair of goggles he always keeps in his pocket. They look like, they look like dollar store.
They're sports goggles.
Sports goggles, yeah.
Yeah.
He puts them on only to find that Madelyne has stormed off. Rightfully. Fuck. He goes to find her, but as quickly as he enters her room, he's blasted out in a burst of fire.
Oh, no.
Wait. Pat, are we wrong? Are we wrong about him asking her this?
I still think you shouldn't ask somebody that, but in this case...
If they are the Phoenix, okay, because emerging from the doorway, smoke rising up from her burning hands, stands the Dark Phoenix.
Whoa.
To be concluded. Damn, dude.
Yeesh.
Damn, dude. Were you right? Was Madelyne Pryor the fucking Phoenix all along? Is this
Dark
Jean
Phoenix
Grey?
too. We're doing it.
Pat, I can't wait to find out.
Well, you don't have to wait long, Matt, because we are getting to Uncanny X-Men number 175, Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
It's her. Chris Claremont writer Paul Smith, pages 1 through 29, and John Romita Jr., pages 30 through 38, pencilers. Bob Wyacek, finisher. Tom Warzakowski, letterer. Glynis Ween, colorist. Louise Jones, editor. And Gum Goopy, editor-in-chief.
Okay, so...
Editor-in-chief.
Paul Smith, this is his last issue.
No.
Yeah, man. What he said is that he just did not like the direction of the book and that he was constantly arguing with Chris Claremont. It's very much like John Byrne. They just had different ideas for what should happen. And it makes me really wonder what those arguments were. Like, what did Paul Smith want?
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess he starts drawing a space opera. No, I don't even know. No, he starts drawing a space opera and then draws something very down to earth, like very... And there's a lot of intimate moments because he's fucking good at them. So Chris Claremont just keeps putting them in the book. But
yeah.
I don't know. Like, he's also doing a bunch of crazy stuff. Like, he drew the Morlocks. Now he's drawing Dark Phoenix. Like, what is it that he wanted that's not happening? Did he want more action? Did he want less action? Like, what do you think?
I have no idea. Like, it seems like they were just perfect complements to each other. And it also felt like he was getting really comfortable with the work. But I don't know if you remember, that's also the same thing that we said about Jack Kirby once he fought, like as he was leaving the X-Men.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Maybe it's
I don't know what else you could have wanted from the X-Men than what he was getting at the time he was drawing the X-Men, right? Like it seems like the X-Men, it seems like anything an artist could want. Again, there's these small personal moments and then there's these big fucking cosmic moments. What are you missing?
maybe it's just and this is purely speculative, but maybe it is that he doesn't want to tell so many stories at the same time. Like, why plant a seed for something that I'm going to have to draw a year and a half from now instead of just focusing on the story at hand? Like, that's got to be, as an artist that also has to be a storyteller, that's got to be a little difficult, right?
I guess maybe he hated. I mean, I know he originally pitched the Storm outfit as a joke. He pitched a bunch of new Storm outfits to fit her new personality, and this one he pitched as a joke. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's like, I do not like the new Storm and I hate drawing her. I mean,
interesting.
It could even, I don't know. I mean, maybe Chris Claremont is just fucking horrible to work with. I don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy to have done it mid-issue, though.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Well, and you can kind of tell it's happening. Like, this issue, he has some really good art in this issue, but it is sketchier. It is a little sloppier.
Yeah. Some of it is unfinished.
Yes.
It's also, we should mention, the 20th anniversary issue for the X-Men.
Right. But John Romita Jr.'s here.
JR.
Yeah. You a JR fan?
He does a lot of great Daredevil stuff. He is definitely a legend in that realm.
He had a legendary Spider-Man run that you love Spider-Man.
Yeah. He has a great run on Spider-Man. And it's through some ups and downs in that era of Spider-Man. But he draws, I think, like my impression of Spider-Man. Not necessarily my favorite, but just when I think of Spider-Man, I think about the John Romita Jr. Spider-Man. Release date August 9th, 1983. Cover date November 1983. The X-Men are hanging out in their front yard, cutting down a tree, when suddenly a burst of light appears in the sky in the shape of a fiery phoenix.
Wait, pause already. I'm sorry. Why is it that every time an artist quits the X-Men, they're cutting down a tree?
Not only that, a figure is suddenly plummeting to Earth from way up in the air, seemingly out of nowhere. Storm and Rogue fly up to catch them, only to catch Scott Summers, who tells them in a panic, Dark Phoenix has returned.
Guys, this is very dramatic, but it is so funny. You see the Phoenix, and then there's just a guy spread eagle in the air, and it's so far up you can't tell who it is. It's just like, oh wait, there's a guy there.
It's got to be for Rogue and Storm to be like, oh God, there's a person falling from the sky. We should go and save them. Oh, look, it's Scott. Scott, we haven't seen you in months. How was Alaska? Professor Xavier summons the entire team to his study, and Cyclops tells them about Madelyne appearing as the Phoenix. Xavier is baffled. How could Jean be alive? And why would she attack Scott, heal him, and then leave him to die above the X-Mansion?
What? What's going on?
He slides on Cerebro to locate her and is immediately thrown back by a massive jolt of what looks like electricity.
Why would you say it like that? Why would you say what looks like electricity?
It looks like electricity on the page.
Yeah, but you could have just said electricity.
Well, I don't know what it is for sure.
Yeah, but if it looks like electricity, how could it be something else? All right, whatever. We'll just keep reading.
Allegedly electricity. Rogue rips out the wires leading to Cerebro, and Nightcrawler immediately teleports the stunned Xavier to the infirmary. Wolverine has Kitty examine the machine to see how this could have possibly happened, and she discovers that the safety locks were disengaged and the machine reversed, causing Xavier's telepathic power to reflect on himself 100-fold.
All right, fine.
So it wasn't electricity.
Yeah, fine.
It was psychic electric energy.
You win this one. all right, next time I see one of my friends get electrocuted, which happens from time to time, I'll call the ambulance. I'll call 911, and I'll be like, hey, my friend just got shocked by what looks like electricity. Might be electricity.
He's allegedly electrocuted. We do have a sick new outfit for Kitty. I love this one.
It's like a jazzercise.
It is. It's like a jazzercise, 80s jazzercise outfit with a Karate Kid style headband. You could say Corsair inspired headband and a shawl for no reason, just a white shawl over her shoulders.
She just finds stuff in a closet and she's like, this is my uniform. It's like how I put together a superhero uniform when I was a little kid.
Yeah. When the X-Men begin to ask how this could have happened, not the costume, the rest of the stuff, Cyclops has a message for them. It's the end of the world.
All right.
He bursts into flames before them and collapses to the ground as the Dark Phoenix emerges from his body.
What?
Hi, guys. Miss me?
Wait, do you think she's out? Okay. So you read this as if she sounded like the Joker.
Yes, I think as the Dark Phoenix, she has sort of a Joker voice.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. Miss me? The X-Men leap into action immediately. Storm sends a bolt of lightning at the woman, but it turns back on her in midair. Colossus charges, but doubles over in pain at a gesture from the Phoenix. Kitty phases through her and finds herself shocked, while Lockheed gets backhanded across the room.
Oh, damn.
Rogue charges only to be halted and punched through the wall with astonishing force. Wolverine pops his claws and just stands there.
Mm-hmm.
No use, he thinks, and he watches her disappear into a burst of flame, leaving the X-Men alone to care for an unconscious Cyclops and search for help.
She's like, hold on, I guess I'll do the Joker voice. Thank you, Wolverine. I see you've extended your claws. Care to try your luck? And he says, nope.
Yeah.
He just says, nope.
And then Storm's like, what? And his reason for, I think this is maybe a little suspect, but his reasoning for it is, we were going to lose. Like, we already lost this fight. What's the point in me trying to fight her?
Let's revisit this fight at the end.
Okay. After dealing with some scrambled signals, they manage to radio the Starjammers and see Corsair in shambles. The Phoenix has attacked their ship. Lilandra and the other Starjammers are dead.
What?
He asks them to pass his love to Scott and Alex before a bright burst of flame engulfs him and the screen goes dead.
Pat, this is like everything Chris Claremont has been building for like 5 years. Just
next, they radio the Avengers and begin to tell Captain America about the threat before he too is engulfed in flame. They look out the window to see a massive fire. They look out the windows. Jeez. See, this is why I was stretching my face. They look out the window to see a massive firebird incinerating the entire city of New York. Just to make sure, Kitty hacks into a military satellite, seeing nothing but a crater where Manhattan used to be.
Hold on, let me just hack into
fuck.
Hold on just a second. Let me hack into a military satellite real quick. All right. Yep. Confirmed. It's just a crater.
Oh, yep. I've got the CIA's imagery of the Earth.
Now, okay. I want to say, if I were reading this comic book, even as a kid, this is where I would have said, okay, this isn't happening.
Yeah. Once you see that Manhattan is completely destroyed, you're like, okay, well, this isn't happening in Captain America.
Exactly. Yeah, this would be a Marvel event.
Yeah.
This can't be occurring. Which
it's still,
is one of these
like,
fucking downsides of having a shared universe, actually.
Sure, yeah. But in the moment, it becomes one of those, like, oh, how are they going to work their way out of this?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Moments. Like when you see a trailer for a movie and the main characters hanging off the side of the train and their head is plummeting towards an object.
You know they're not gonna,
You know they're not gonna die, but the interest is, oh, how could they possibly get out of this?
Right. So you could
Not
say
be decapitated.
at this point, be like, okay, if Captain America just died and Manhattan was destroyed, I know it's not going to be by the end of the issue. So how do they fix Manhattan and bring Captain America back to life? I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Kurt and Aurora examine their wounded in the infirmary. We find that Xavier is stabilized and Scott is actually physically fine, but he's lost the will to live and his life is fading.
Jesus.
That's such a... I don't think that's a thing a doctor can measure.
It's like they're looking at a screen. Looks as like his will to live is down. Like it's like they're looking at the
will to live levels are a little low.
The meters on a fucking sim.
I need 30 cc's of will to live stat.
Somebody put 7 fancy couches in this room. His comfort level is dangerous.
Then, fucking wildly, we see Cyclops emerge as a ghost from his own body. He looks down at himself and sees something we don't see, a charred and blistered husk of a corpse. We, of course, see a perfectly normal and healthy-looking Cyclops. Ghost Cyclops sees a ray of white light and begins to move toward it. First scared, then excited about the afterlife. He sees the silhouetted form of Jean Grey in the light, but as he draws closer, it's someone else entirely. A woman with silvery blonde hair enshrouded in white and silver. She tells him that he cannot come any further. It's not time. And if he looks within himself, he'll find the answers to lead him to his heart's desire. His heart's desire. And then he's jettisoned from the light back into his own body, yelling, "Mom!" It was his mom.
It's his mom. I guess it was his mom. You know, something... we are going to have to revisit so much of this after we find out what's happening, because this was definitely not part of the plan.
No.
What the fuck happened here?
Maybe Chris Claremont's idea of what happens when you die? Or Paul Smith's?
So Cyclops literally died here. He lost the will to live so hard that he died, and he was still hallucinating. Like, he was still...
He had an out-of-body experience as his body died. This is it's a very, like, Disney cartoon moment where somebody is walking into the light, runs into a dead relative, and their dead relative says, "It's not time," and sends them back into their body.
Exactly. But at the same time, he is still under the influence of whatever's happening here, because he looks down and sees himself charred and destroyed. So, like...
Right.
How?
He imagines himself as a...
This whatever's we have to revisit it. Sorry. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Cyclops comes to his first thought. Jean is dead. He begins to try and unravel what the hell has been happening. His body is perfectly fine despite Madelyne burning him to a crisp twice. Xavier was zapped just before he could investigate what was happening. The time between Madelyne's transformation and Scott's appearance in New York was around 12 hours, roughly the time it takes to fly a plane between Anchorage and New York. Someone is trying to trick them into believing Phoenix has returned. Someone who can play with reality, create illusions, and has an obsession with Dark Phoenix. He knows who it is. Of course he does.
Yeah. Everybody,
Jason Wingard's been introducing himself to people.
Okay, so can we revisit it now? We know it's Mastermind, right? Like, we can just say by now we know it's Mastermind. So how is Mastermind's power working on Scott when he's literally dead and a literal ghost?
Well, he's clearly still got some brain function there. So maybe that's the brain function is the part that his solutions work on.
So, like, for a minute, you're like, oh, is Mastermind doing this to Cyclops and making him have an out-of-body experience, or, like, making him think he's dying? But that's not the case, because he meets his actual mom in heaven.
Yeah. Why would Mastermind be like, get back there and fix this?
And okay, so now let's revisit the fight. So if this is all an illusion from Mastermind,
Yeah.
who grabs Rogue by the throat and throws her through a wall?
Her imagination.
Okay. Who
She can fly. She can bust through walls. She
turns Storm's lightning around in midair back on her?
Her imagination. I can't explain how that lightning didn't actually hit her, other than like maybe the figure itself is an illusion. The figure of Jean.
I don't. Yeah, there's a lot here that I don't understand how it's happening. But anyway.
Scott runs to warn the X-Men, cooking up plans as he does. 10 minutes later, with a weird remote control on his hip, he finds Colossus and Storm in the hallway.
It's so conspicuous too. It's like front and center. It's like Scott's thrusting his hip at us.
You'll need to know that it's there. They instantly attack him, calling him murderous and refusing to believe him that nothing is as it seems. Knowing the team's strength and weaknesses, Cyclops holds his own as the rest of the team rushes in to take him down. They seem to think he's the Phoenix, and he seems to have planned for almost every move they make.
This is so fucking cool.
It is. It's very Batman. But before Batman does this, running from the only variable he knows nothing about, Lockheed, he's tackled by Kitty straight through the floor into the danger room. This, too, seems anticipated as he nerve pinches her unconscious once she materializes, and they land into specially placed airbags.
How is he like, and then Kitty will be upstairs and she'll tackle me from the nearby room over the banister?
It's because he thinks through it in the moment. I think this is really...
Yeah.
I think this is justified because he's like, okay, I haven't seen Kitty, which means when I run out this door, she's probably going to phase through the wall and then tackle me.
Yeah, but he knew this before that. Like, he planned for it by making sure he confronted the X-Men above the danger room, and then he had big pillows. Yeah.
All right. I think that maybe you're thinking a little too hard about this.
No, he definitely, but that is exactly, how would he have the airbags there?
Well, the airbags are automatic in the danger room.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. When they see an X-Man falling from a deadly height, and they deploy.
I don't think that. I do not know where you're getting that.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
I don't know where you're getting that from.
Kurt, believing his own life forfeit against the Phoenix, pops into the danger room control booth and, as Scott silently apologizes for, finds himself electrocuted into unconsciousness.
So we knew that too. Nightcrawler would pop into the booth and zap him. Okay.
As the rest of the X-Men rush in, Cyclops pulls the remote control from his hip and turns the danger room into the Savage Land. He explains that somewhere in that 10 minutes, he spent precious time after he woke up transferring the danger room control systems into this portable module. Which is a good plan, but can you really do that? Can you just take full control of the danger room, including turning its control panel into an electric shock machine?
I thought I'd just invent something that has never been invented before real quick. This next part is something that, like, there's a lot of times the danger room doesn't make any sense to me, and here is one of those times.
Yeah. There is a point in the future where they will justify it very well, but right now this makes absolutely no sense.
Right, because they talk about how it's like the danger room is a combination of holograms and actual real world obstacles,
right?
That are
essentially doing the same thing with light that Mastermind does with brains.
Right, exactly. But it's not, So what happens next? They're all standing on the floor of the danger room. So how could this suddenly... Okay, so go ahead.
Wolverine and Colossus plummet off a cliff, and Rogue and Storm are distracted, saving them. Wolverine begins to become suspicious of this Dark Phoenix. Why would she need to use tricks like this? But Storm doubles down as Scott watches, hidden in the underbrush. We cut to Madelyne Pryor in a realm of fire and rock, dazed and wearing a Dark Phoenix uniform.
I hate how often villains in
Undress and redress unconscious
exactly.
people.
I fucking hate it. I hate it. It happens so often.
In front of her, smarmy as hell, sits Jason Wingard, Mastermind. Watching the battle on a monitor, he tells her that this is all a revenge plot as the room transforms back into the mansion's study. He's going to toy with the X-Men for a while until he can lure them back to Maddie and trick them into killing her.
Jesus, man. What an insane thing.
We get, for a moment, he lets the guys drop just to further tease Madelyne and be like, this is what I really look like, and shows his real face. And Paul Smith's interpretation of his face is like the best we've gotten of Mastermind so far. So far, it's been, his real face has been like unrealistic and cartoony, like Jack Kirby originally drew it in issue 2 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've seen him and been like, that could be a real person. That's a real ugly person.
And it's so funny that he knows, he is just so comfortable with how ugly he is. He's like, hey, look at who you're kissing. It's my fucking ugly ass, ugly face.
Maddie attempts to attack him when his form disappears and he's standing behind her, mocking her for the plane crash she lived through and those who died in it. Mastermind tells her that Phoenix forced his mind to merge with the universe, driving him mad and thrusting him into torment, knowing he can never touch the glory of godhood again. Since she's dead, he's decided to take his revenge on the X-Men instead. He'd been planning this for months, following the X-Men around, posing as various characters to ruin their lives.
What a weird creep.
He reveals that he was behind Wolverine's abandonment at the altar.
Jesus.
He was the priest on the plane, and he would have used any girlfriend of Scott Summers for his plan. But Madelyne was perfect. She looked just like Jean Grey. Theory dismissed.
Oops.
Why not do that?
I know, at this point, why not just be like, oh, yeah.
And I made you look just like Jean Grey instead of being like, you're actually a genetic identical match.
And you could fucking do like, so, okay. I happen to know that Chris Claremont, he intended this to just be a coincidence. And we'll talk about this again later, way later in X-Men in this podcast. But he intended her to just to be a coincidence. Why not do exactly what you said, Pat? Why not have it be she looks kind of like Jean Grey, and then have like a really touching scene about her being like, well, Scott, do you still love me?
Yeah. Mastermind disguises himself in an illusion as Scott for a moment, tricking Maddie into kissing him as he shifts back to his original greasy, ugly-ass face, causing her to recoil and spit and retch.
Yeah, she's like gonna throw up.
How did she fall for that?
He's standing there, and he's like mocking her and changing his appearance, and then he changes to Scott Summers, and she's like, oh, Scott, so glad you're here.
Thank God, I was having this terrible dream. Back in the danger room, Cyclops is running through the jungle. He's taken Kitty and Nightcrawler off the board so no one can surprise him, and he's generated a dense tree cover so Storm and Rogue can't spot him from the air.
Fucking so smart.
He sneaks up on Wolverine and optic blasts his flippin' head into the ground. Cyclops then runs away, leading Colossus into quicksand. Everything is going according to plan. The X-Men are falling one by one, but not in such a way that they can't fight by his side later. The only hitch is that Colossus cracked his ribs earlier, and it's slowing him down. Just to add an extra level of cool to all this, he's running around with cracked ribs and like consistently talking about it. It's not a thing that he mentions in a panel and then it gets forgotten about. He is dealing with the pain as he goes. Yeah,
Colossus cracked his ribs. He mentions it when it happens, and then he's just consistently, everything he does, he's like, fuck, that hurt. That hurts so bad. My ribs are cracked. Or like, I could have run faster here. I almost got caught by Wolverine or whatever because my
Yeah,
ribs
yeah.
are cracked.
Suddenly sporting a breathing mask, Scott sprints across a field of flowers to the door of the danger room, disguised as a cave. The
What?
door, not Scott.
Yeah, well, Scott does a guy's just a cave running around. No one will suspect me. like putting a cardboard box on your head and
Yeah.
uh,
Storm begins to doubt herself. Why is Phoenix running on the ground? As she sends a lightning bolt right at him. It just misses, and Scott shoots her from the sky. Rogue lowers herself, holding an unconscious Aurora in between the cave and Scott. And the last part of his plan comes to roost as he shoots a wide burst across the field of poppy flowers. They call them Oz poppies, because this doesn't work with regular poppies.
No.
The dust knocks her out, and he carries her from the danger room, hitting some buttons on his way out to shut down the whole house, blinding Mastermind.
Damn.
So the final piece of his plan was opium.
And it all's coming true.
Rogue wakes up in the infirmary next to Xavier with Cyclops placing her hand on his head. She absorbs his psychic powers, and it's instantly overwhelming until she hears Scott in her mind, walking her through how to control it. She
Still
calls.
so cool. Like, so
Oh,
cool.
my God.
It's just on so many levels. Everything he does is a different kind of like, yeah, this is earned. Scott Summers has learned all of this, and you know when he learned it, and you know how he learned it,
Yes.
and you know why he's good at it. It's fucking brilliant.
We cut to the perspective of the X-Men, recovered and bursting into the infirmary to see Dark Phoenix standing there. She's telling them not to trust their senses, and we cut back to Scott continuing the speech, asking them why the all-powerful Phoenix would bother running or talking. He explains about Rogue having Xavier's powers and asks them to let her in their heads. She begins to snap them out of it as they hear a voice behind them. It's the Dark Phoenix again.
Yeah, let's pause here for a second. So Mastermind, just to make sure everyone's following, Mastermind had Scott arrive and created just like just a straight up illusion. Like the first Phoenix, I guess, was nothing, right? Was nobody.
Or, I mean, Madelyne is here, so it could have been
Mhm.
Madelyne dressed up and being crazy.
Then when he has Scott wake up, when Scott wakes up, he has all the other X-Men see Scott as the Phoenix. And so that's
Right.
what's been happening. They've all been chasing him, trying to kill him, and he has finally snapped out of the illusion. So he's trying to he's manipulating all of this so that he can get Rogue into the room with Professor X
So that she can absorb his psychic power and psychically show the rest of the X-Men that he is not the Phoenix. He's actually Cyclops.
Right. So now that worked, and suddenly there's another Dark Phoenix behind them.
Okay. Scott stands in front of the X-Men, telling Mastermind that the game is over. He can't hurt them with illusions, but then he falls to a blast from the Phoenix. Wolverine, however, hears a silenced gunshot. This convinces him, and he tells Storm that Mastermind is in the room. She summons a monsoon instantly, buffeting and drowning both friend and foe alike. The X-Men attempt to shield each other, and Kitty phases through the wall. But when the storm clears, Mastermind lays unconscious on the ground. Wolverine pops his claws and moves to kill the man, but Storm, violent as she was moments ago, stops him. Rogue, with her last bit of psychic power, even notes that Storm was ready to kill everyone in the room to stop Mastermind, but now Aurora was calm and suggests sedating the villain.
Jesus Christ.
Kitty returns with a medical kit to treat Cyclops' gunshot, but he's more worried about Madelyne. She's drowned in the middle of the soaking wet room, and Cyclops rushes to her, performing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. He panics. He cannot watch another woman he loves die. But then she coughs and opens her eyes. "Hi," she says. "Hi yourself," as he clings to Madelyne.
Man, this panel, dude, it is Maddie in the Dark Phoenix outfit. In Scott's arms as like the water drips all around them. It kind of looks like that classic Spider-Man panel. He's clinging to her, and in the background it's just like smears of black and blue, and water is kind of dripping and like splashing on the ground around them, and it's really it's just a really brilliant and moving panel.
Yeah. Epilogue. We're at the end of this double-size issue, Matt.
Oh.
Scott Summers is dressed in a white tuxedo, standing over Jean Grey's grave at the cemetery of St. Stephen's Chapel at Bard's College.
Wait, that's not what you wear to...
This isn't where Jean's body is. She was scattered molecular dust on the moon, but he speaks to her anyway. He tells her he loves her. He tells her he loves Madelyne. He hopes Jean will understand, but he's glad that Maddie isn't her.
Which would
Later,
be way more impactful if she didn't look like Jean Grey anymore.
Later, in a massive tent in the yard of the X-Mansion, everyone we know is gathered. Lalandra, Carol, Amanda, Moira, Corsair, Scott's grandparents,
What?
X-Men, old and new. We finally see them.
Yeah! They're just there. They're just front and center. It's
After-
like he knows.
After Scott spent months with them, and we never got a single appearance.
Wait, we get names too. PHILLIP and
Of course.
Deborah.
Philip and Deborah. Philip
Mhm.
and Deborah Summers.
Yeah.
How
And
come those
Corsair's
two-
behind them going, those are my parents.
The Starjammers even watch on a screen from their ship. Everyone how is Lalandra still here, by the way? Her planet is in civil war, and she's the only one that can stop it.
Okay, I'll stay for a wedding.
Everyone is gathered to watch Scott Summers stand at the altar. Logan puts on a brave face, tortured by his recent wedding. Kitty looks doughy-eyed at Peter. The best man, Alex Summers, makes fun of his brother as his bride, Madelyne Pryor, walks down the aisle. They say their vows, they're pronounced husband and wife, and the last page is a full spread of their wedding kiss. Oh,
The end.
and
That's sweet. It's sweet. I think obviously the emotional crescendo of the issue is Scott holding Maddie. But then this wedding is the wedding's sweet enough, right? Like it doesn't I don't think it moved me as much.
it's very clearly marked as an epilogue just to be like, yes, and they got married. One interesting note here, because we don't really mention it in the recap, but Storm, in her position as leader of the X-Men, more than once is like, we have to kill the Dark Phoenix, and it doesn't matter who else dies as a result, right?
Yeah.
It culminates in the Danger Room, and at this point she's just focusing on Mastermind, but she's willing to bring in a Storm that would potentially do as much damage to the X-Men as it would to Mastermind. But especially in the face of the Dark Phoenix, she is like, hey, if she's holding someone hostage, I will shoot through them if I think it means it will kill the Dark Phoenix. It's that important.
Yeah, I mean, there's a conversation at some point between her and Nightcrawler
Yes.
where I don't remember. Do you remember what the
She
words were?
says, against this foe, our lives are expendable. And he says, ich verstehen, which translates to, I understand.
Yeah. Nuts. And it makes sense.
Wild.
I mean, there were empires that were fighting to destroy the Dark Phoenix because she was dangerous to all of existence.
Yeah. Whew.
Wow.
What an issue.
Well, good thing she's dead and never coming back.
Yeah. No more Dark Phoenix. It's
No more.
over.
It's over. We're calling
The
it right
Phoenix is
here.
out of our lives.
We're calling it now. We'll never see the Dark Phoenix again. That's what this issue's telling us. It's just a little joke.
It's over. If you see it in the future, it's probably just a joke.
It's probably just a joke. All right, Pat, I want to tell you about another issue that reads like about an issue that reads itself like an epilogue.
Yes, please.
Uncanny X-Men number 176, Decisions. Chris Claremont, writer, John Romita Jr., penciler, Bob Wyacek, Inker, Glynis Ween, colorist, Tom Orzakowski, letterer, Louise Jones, editor, and Dim Butthole, editor-in-chief. Release date September 6th, 1983. Cover date December 1983. Chris Claremont opens the issue by letting us know that Scott and Madelyne definitely have sex while flying themselves to Bora Bora
Not a real place. I looked it up.
in a seaplane for their honeymoon. A thunderstorm is on their tail, but they should be able to make it as they continue to mull over their decision to join the Starjammers. There's no time for that now, though, as a line squall.
Line squall. It's a line squall.
God, this guy can't stop talking about airplanes. It extends from the storm behind them and puts them in the thick of the storm. We get some aeronautical weather nerd stuff just before the plane is struck by lightning and begins plummeting to the Pacific Ocean below them.
Oh no.
Agarashima, Japan. Yeah, go ahead.
Claremont alone makes it explicit that they have sex between panels, because what the artist here does is draws two people two people in a cockpit. One of them, Scott, is standing and giving a kiss on the cheek to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see Scott taking his chair in the next panel, and the dialogue suggests that instead of this being one fluid motion, they actually put the plane in autopilot, went off to the cabin, had sex, came back,
and sat in the same position.
And now Scott's sitting down in his chair.
Yeah. I think Chris Claremont is just obsessed with letting us know characters get naked and have sex. Like, he loves taking characters' clothes off. He loves telling us when characters have sex. It's just, dude's a little pervo.
Yeah, I mean, fucking A, man. People have sex. That's not. It's real.
Is it real?
Sex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Wait till you get married, dude.
Agarashima, Japan. Wolverine sneaks into Mariko's heavily guarded bedroom to return the Ashida Honor Sword, which he received in the mail. Didn't we just see him do this?
Yes.
But he received it in the mail just a few days after the whole mastermind thing was sorted out.
Can you imagine after all that, just sending it to him by mail?
Mariko insists he is the rightful owner of the sword, to which Logan replies that he wants her, not the sword. She only called off the wedding because of Mastermind, and Xavier has cleared all that out of her mind. So why can't they get married now? Mariko carefully explains that under the influence of Mastermind, she fully bonded the Yoshida clan in the Japanese criminal underworld.
Oh no.
She must undo these bonds herself to prove herself worthy of Logan, as he proved himself worthy of her. Wolverine picks the sword back up and says, "Sayonara. Sayonara. Sayonara.
Sayonara."
I mean, this is superhero brain rot, right? Wolverine can't understand. Like, they beat the bad guy. Why is everything not fixed? I beat him up.
Yeah, that's true.
I beat him up. Why is everything not fixed?
The fight. Things are supposed to go back.
Marry me. But that said, her reasoning here is pretty thin too. Like, it's sweet, but it's pretty thin. Like, he's like, I can help you deal with that. And she's like, nope, got to do it myself. Why? You're seconds away from marrying this guy. Just what?
I think she puts up a good argument that, like, what she has to do now to consider herself worthy of Wolverine is go through what Wolverine went through to consider himself worthy of her.
Back in the mid-Pacific, Scott and Madelyne try to repair the engines on their sitting duck plane as the storm behind them gets closer and closer. They stop for a moment to make out, breaking Scott's careful concentration and causing him to
Stop
slip.
it. Stop. There's no time for this now. Fix the plane.
As he hangs off the wing of the plane, a great white shark jumps out of the water and tries to eat him. Missing by only inches. This is what Claremont thinks happens if you're just in the water. Scott hobbles back up onto the wing and fires a blast at the shark as revenge.
He did not have to do that.
Hey, man!
I'll show you.
As the shark swims away, we see it grasped by two large tentacles from off panel and dragged to the depths of the ocean.
Ooh.
Phew! Threat averted. Washington, D.C. Henry Peter Gyrick enters a Pentagon briefing room where a meeting called by Judge Petrie, National Security Advisor.
So, he's not a judge. He's a national security advisor to the president. His first name is Judge.
This meeting's already started. Frank Lowell from the CIA is talking about Magneto's destruction of the Siberian military base from X-Men 150. He's talking about how Magneto hasn't been heard from since that military base was destroyed. I think this is very cool. I think it is so cool that they are holding on to these things, right? Rather than just like a supervillain does a supervillain thing, and then 25 issues later, it's a whole new world, right?
Yeah.
They're like, the shit this guy did, we have to fucking talk about it because this is an international incident.
And we, as the reader, if you've been paying attention, know the reason that he hasn't been active since then. But the government has no idea, and it scares the hell out of him.
Exactly. Yeah, and it as it should. Like, he sank a nuclear submarine. He caused volcanoes across the world. Like, this is wild shit. And because of that, the subject turns to the danger of mutants as Dr. Valerie Cooper makes her first appearance.
Val
Cooper.
Val for short.
She's here. She takes the podium and she talks about the danger of mutants internationally, potentially being harnessed by their governments and used to attack the U.S. Her solution is for the U.S. to start using American mutants for military purposes.
Oh, boy.
Huh. Gyrick challenges that. Mutants are certainly a danger to society, but if this is seen as enslaving mutants, it could prove Magneto right and further radicalize mutants nationally. Hey, good fucking point, dude.
Yeah, it's surprisingly astute and not trigger happy.
The plan for now is to wait. Man, Val Cooper. I'm excited. I'm excited to see some more Val Cooper. Back in the Pacific, Scott and Madelyne are still trying to fix the plane and still trying to decide whether or not they should join the Starjammers. It's almost as if there's a metaphor happening here. The storm descends upon them.
Oh, no.
1,000 feet below Manhattan, and we see Caliban returning to his room, shocked to see that Callisto, Mask, and Sunder are all hanging out there. They're understandably pissed that he interrupted their fight with the X-Men on the side of Kitty Pryde, but sympathize with him following his heart and getting burned by Kitty's promise to stay with him if he helped.
She didn't stay.
Sort of, like, they take his picture of Kitty and they start kind of like mocking him for it, though. They're like, oh, hey, you like this little girl? Hey, buddy, well, guess what? We can help you with this little girl.
Right. And then Callisto takes him aside and is like, hey, I understand. You were following your heart. She burned you. It's shitty, but we're here to help.
Yeah. She promises Caliban they will force Kitty to make good on her word. And if Storm objects, Callisto is happy to fight for the title of leader of the Morlocks.
Which would be the death, remember?
Scott and Madelyne fight a damn octopus for like 6 pages before finally getting their engines working, taking off, and flying above the storm. It's not a strong enough metaphor for us to walk through that whole fight. Madelyne has changed bikinis for some reason. That's in the description here.
She changed her bikini.
That's in the description here. Is that Madelyne changed her bikini? The electronics are still out, including autopilot, so they can't have sex again, but they can chat. And they both decide that they'd like to build a life together here on Earth. The beginning.
Ooh.
Did you cry?
Yes.
Okay.
Very funny that at the end they openly discuss the fact that they can't have sex. Like, the autopilot's out. We can't have sex right now. We're just flying to our destination. And then we can.
I guess we've just got to talk to each other.
They are just... And look, they're on their honeymoon. I'm happy
Yeah.
for them, but
Me too.
get to your destination. You're flying the plane.
So, like, legitimately, the intention here of Chris Claremont is just Madelyne Pryor was just a woman who looked like Jean Grey, and now Cyclops is marrying her, and they're going off to be normal people. Like,
Yeah.
that's what Claremont wanted. He wanted Scott to be gone. He's out of the book. And
this is his second attempt to do that, right?
I guess so. And so like, Scott's out of the book. He's married. He's not coming back. And the X-Men are just going to have to be different X-Men from now on.
Not the impression I got from this.
Oh, yeah?
Like, it seemed to me like they were going on a honeymoon. They decided that they wouldn't be joining the Starjammers. I guess he does say, like, I'd like to just be normal for a little bit. But I assumed that was for, like, a month or two until they went back to the X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's not a bad assumption. And it's not like it's not like we're not going to see Cyclops again in Claremont's arc.
But he's taking a break?
But he's taking a little break. And yeah. And I think, like, yeah, and I don't think that was his plan. Like, we'll never see Cyclops again. I think his plan was more, well, Cyclops isn't an X-Man anymore. He has moved on. He got to graduate. Like, this is his graduation. He spent all this time as a fucking soldier. Now he just goes to live his life.
And at the same time, let's actually fully refresh the team.
Right.
He's the last hanger-on.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that was the X-Men for today, Pat.
That's it?
Well, I mean, that's all the X-Men we're going to read for today.
But we didn't even get to check in on my new friends, the New Mutants.
Well, okay, then instead of reading the X-Men, why don't you read me some New Mutants?
I will, Matt. Why don't I read you New Mutants number 7?
Okay.
Flying Down to Rio.
That would make sense. You could do that because the last one we read was New Mutants 6. So I think, like, I would like if, yeah.
Stan Lee presents the latest pulse-pounding adventure of the New Mutants, brought to you by Chris Claremont, writer, Sal Buscema, penciler, Bob McLeod, inker, Tom Warzakowski, letterer, Glynis Wein, colorist, Louise Jones, editor, Jim Stupid, editor-in-chief. Release date May 24th, 1983. Cover date September 1983. On the shore of Big Sur, California, Roberto da Costa stands wet and despondent. After the explosion at the end of last issue, the New Mutants were scattered to the ocean. Roberto saved a drowning Sam Guthrie, and one by one, each of his teammates made it to safety. All except one.
What?
Jean Koyman is nowhere to be found.
What?
The rest of the team finds Roberto. It's been days since the explosion. The mutants, the X-Men, and Professor Xavier's psi scans all couldn't locate Jean. They're starting to lose hope. The kids walk back up the shore and meet with the base camp. Professor X and Lilandra are poring over a map while Colossus has been checking local hospitals and Nightcrawler is making everyone hot cocoa.
That's his contribution.
Storm laments that Wolverine isn't there to help as he's still off in Japan. And glumly tells Rain that her wolf form tracking abilities probably aren't up to the task yet.
Damn, dude. You come on. We know you just wanted to use her like actually probably like this month in X-Men. Remember she was like, "Hey, Professor, since Wolverine's not here, can we use Wolfsbane?" And he was like, "No, stop it."
Right. So this is actually, like, chronologically, this is right before that happens. Or release date, at least. Where...
Okay, so in May, she hold on, let's figure this out. In May, she
asks the professor, or no, in
no,
May.
in May, she tells Wolfsbane, "Hey, you can't track. You're a little baby."
Yes.
And then, like June or July or something, she calls the professor and she's like, "Hey, can I have Wolfsbane so she can track?" What?
Well, despite all of this, Professor Xavier has a surprise. Roberto's mother is here. She recently learned that her son is a mutant, as she was on an archaeological dig when everything with Juliana went down.
So,
Berto,
it's like, hey, yeah, your friend's dead, but guess what? Your mom is here.
Berto is frustrated with her for always being gone, but she's attempting to make up for it by taking him and his friends on an expedition down the Amazon River.
Ooh, cool.
Absolutely not, Roberto says,
What?
rounding on the professor. He was so busy with the motorcycle dorks that he let Shan get killed. Professor pulls
Roberto
rank.
is right. Roberto is right
Yes.
here. 100%.
Professor pulls rank and demands obedience, so Roberto quits and storms off.
Yeah, he quits the team. He's like, I'm not a new mutant anymore.
Professor Xavier then reveals his true intentions to Nightcrawler. The powerful psychic entity he and Jan kept encountering is a danger to the kids. He wants them far away in case it happens to strike. Additionally, he doesn't believe Karma is dead, and he would have felt it happen. Instead, he wants the mutants to believe she's dead, so they stop looking for her.
Come on, man. This is
Jesus
like
Christ,
old
man.
Professor X. Like, it's his old ways coming back.
This is so manipulative. Just tell them what's happening.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's like, oh, well, they're going to want to try and help. Well, just don't let them. You're an adult. They're children. And, like, fucking, don't make them think their friend is dead.
Right.
So,
and if you think there's some sort of danger, let them know there's some sort of danger.
Yeah. What do you think about the fact, okay, just a slight change of topic there. What do you think about the fact that there is a second psychic entity threatening people that's not Mastermind?
I always assumed that was the case because Mastermind can't really he can't really do psychic attacks.
Okay. All right. So as soon as you realized it was Mastermind, you were like, okay, those threats are different.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Roberto shifts to Sunspot form and starts smashing rocks in his grief. But his friends come to console him and talk him into giving up the outburst and joining his mother. A week later in Rio de Janeiro, the kids pile out of a limousine onto the palatial estate of Emmanuel da Costa. The butler, Simone, greets them at the door and shows them to their rooms, insulting their appearance. Later, they sit down to dinner with Roberto's millionaire father, Emmanuel, and absentee mother, Nina. Soon, an argument erupts between the two as Emmanuel thinks Nina's expedition is too dangerous and Nina thinks Emmanuel's mining operations in the exact same area are harmful to the planet. The mutants are all wildly uncomfortable and Emmanuel storms off. That is rough. It's not just like your friend's mom and dad are fighting. They're fighting over deep moral issues because they have immense amounts of money and can actually make an impact.
And they're fighting over like where the kids are about to go, like the trip that the kids are on.
Right.
You shouldn't be on this trip because I am doing mining in that area. You shouldn't be doing mining in that area because I am on this trip. And because
Later,
it's not cool to do that to the rainforest.
Later, the kids walk through the streets of Rio. It's Carnival and everyone is dancing and wearing very little clothing, for which Sam is embarrassed. Danny is delighted, and Rain is scandalized.
Danny's like, oh, we should all take off our clothes. And Rain's like, this isn't right. And like covering her ass.
A random-ass woman full-on kisses Sam Guthrie on the lips and wanders off, further inflaming the situation.
Just a random-ass woman walks up to a child, kisses him on the lips.
Well, from what we know, Sam Guthrie looks like an adult, right? Like,
I don't know. I think he's tall, but he looks like a gawky teenager.
As soon as the Hellfire Club saw him, they were like, "You're a soldier. Get in uniform."
That's true. Okay, you're right.
Nina takes the kids to a costume shop and they all pick outfits. Danny picks a one piece that's basically not even clothes.
Yeah.
Rain wears a big flowy yellow dress. Sam dresses up like the Scarlet Pimpernel. And Roberto dresses up like Conan the Barbarian. As they all show off, Nina is called outside and immediately kidnapped by some Hellfire Club goons.
Wait, what the fuck? What?
Where did this come
What?
from?
All of a sudden, just out of no, they're just like having fun in Rio, and suddenly Hellfires? What the fuck?
The mutants see this happen and somehow, back in their regular clothes already, give chase.
Yeah.
It's so they had to put them back in their regular clothes because they have to talk about whether or not they should save her without their costumes. Because if they still had the costumes they were just wearing.
Now they're wearing costumes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the Scarlet Pimpernel and a naked girl saved that woman.
Cannonball rockets after the car when an axe head smacks him and knocks him into an empty building, collapsing it on himself.
Ooh.
The mutants are torn. Do they save Sam or save Roberto's mother? But while they're arguing, a giant muscle Mr. T looking ass speaking jive introduces himself as Axe and warns them against getting involved.
This guy, what the fuck?
He also is holding an axe and he's named Axe.
It's named Axe. He's holding an axe. He's named Axe because he holds an axe. Hey, I'm
Axe is here. He has 4 appearances ever, 2 of which are in the New Mutants. This is his very first appearance. He also appears in a Wolverine at one point and in a Thunderbolts like 40 years in the future.
I mean, this is prime Thunder. I mean, okay. Loser League for sure.
Absolutely. If he didn't make later appearances, this would be an immediate Loser League candidate.
No, I think he could still be because he makes so few appearances. Like, let's see what his next New Mutants appearance is like. But also, great candidate for the Thunderbolts, right? If I was writing Thunderbolts and like digging back through Marvel villains, be like,
yes.
Oh fuck, have Axe show up for one issue and like fail out of the Thunderbolts because he sucks so bad.
It's a man named Axe carrying an axe.
Yeah. Who speaks jive, like the most offensive jive.
Yeah. Anyway, so he tells them not to get involved. Sunspot doesn't listen and attacks immediately, being swatted aside. Psyche tries to pull Axe's fears out, but he's not afraid of anything. So he calls her a slur and backhands her.
Yeah.
Rain runs down an alleyway and Axe hops into the car that kidnapped Nina DaCosta. While the team picks themselves up, they notice that Rain is missing. And Danny suddenly gets a mind call. Wolfsbane is in wolf form, tracking the kidnappers.
Oh my god. He's not afraid of anything, Pat. This is Chris Claremont being like, let me come up with a cool supervillain.
Are his powers just that he's kind of strong? Like, he's not too strong.
I think his powers is he has an axe.
No. That's just an axe.
No, I think his powers is I have an axe. My mutant power is I found an axe.
That night, Psyche, Cannonball, and Sunspot creep up on an old abandoned mansion or church or something like that the Hellfire Goons are using as a hideout.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfsbane is already inside, spying on the kidnappers. She's in Wolfman form.
Yeah.
The mutants realize they can't risk going to the police and they can't just attack straight up. So they devise a plan inspired by Magnum P.I.
Yeah. Okay. I guess. It's inspired? Okay, we'll talk about it once we see what the plan is.
Inside, the Hellfire Goons hear a howling sound and worry that it's ghosts. Axe makes fun of them because he's not scared of anything, but they go to check it out anyway. One goon sees a glowing group of pretty ladies at the top of the stairs and for some reason thinks they're real, so goes chasing after them, but they suddenly turn into demons and he falls down the stairs.
Ooh, some ladies.
Ooh, ghost ladies.
Yay! Here I go.
My greatest desire. The other goons start firing at the balcony where Danny and Rain are, but Danny pulls their fears out of their heads too, and they start panicking while Rain shifts to wolf form and attacks them. Danny even finished one off with a fucking righteous left hook.
It's, man, good
She's
punch,
a fighter.
dude.
I love that about her.
Yeah.
Okay, the Hellfire goons, we get 4 of their greatest fears. 4 separate Hellfire goons and their greatest fears. And
all right, give me them.
Demons.
Oh, yeah, that's scary.
Fire.
Ooh, oh my gosh. Jeez, yeah.
Giant rats. A swarm of giant rats.
All right. Yeah, that I could see it.
Some sort of pink goo. like a Nickelodeon slime, but pink is just on his body, and he's going, "Oh, this is disgusting."
I hate this. I'm scared. I just hate this so much. I'm scared.
I will say, this is a very Magnum P.I. plan. Just being like, you know what? I've heard because look, Magnum P.I. is smart. He's handsome, but his big thing is he's always outnumbered, and he's always got to face stronger guys than him.
Okay.
So what he would do in a situation like this, if he had heard that there's a rumor that the place is haunted, is try to create the illusion that there are ghosts to get the goons scattered, and then try to take them out one by one.
That's the way that, because I was like, how is this Magnum P.I.? Just because it is a plan. Like, oh, no, I've got an idea straight from Magnum P.I. It's do a plan.
It is. I mean, when his plan is trick them. Like that's the parallel to Magnum P.I.
Okay, yeah.
He's very sly.
Mm-hmm. And he's got superpowers.
Axe, with all this going on, realizes something is up and grabs Roberto's mom when he comes bursting in through the wall as Sunspot.
He meaning Roberto, yeah.
He punches the floor, causing Axe to fall through it, and Cannonball rockets Nina to safety. Sunspot, angry as hell, squares off against Axe and beats his whole friggin' ass off.
It's so good! He beats the fuck out of Axe!
Again, what are Axe's powers supposed to be?
Getting his ass beat.
He's a mutant.
He found an axe! But yeah, it's just like Roberto. Okay, I'm looking at it. Punches him across in the face. Axe throws a punch. Roberto ducks it. Punches him right in the stomach. It says wood. Then does this massive right cross and sends Axe flying into the wall. There's this great, it's like, okay, like, you caught me by surprise. No such luck this time, says Roberto, and then does a punch, and then Axe is like, ha! If that was the best you could do. And then after he kicks his whole ass, he goes, it wasn't. So good. Fucking good. It's good. Roberto's cool. All right, I like Roberto now.
Yeah. He's cocky, but he can back it up.
Yeah.
A few days later, the kids are helping pack up Nina DaCosta's plane to fly to the Amazon, while Emmanuel looks on from the back of a car.
That's normal.
He's disappointed in the Hellfire goons and having second thoughts about joining the Hellfire Club.
Wait. Oh, yeah, okay, because the Hellfire goons came and tried to kidnap his wife, so he's like, well, I'm not going to join the Hellfire Club. You tried to kidnap my wife. That makes sense. Okay, cool.
He tells this to Sebastian Shaw, who blames the failure on Emmanuel wanting Nina to be captured unhurt.
Wait, what?
Also, they underestimated the New Mutants and overestimated Axe. But
oh God,
they still are prepared to help. Not necessary, though, as Emmanuel has plans of his own. The expedition will never reach the Madeira.
What?
Even if it means the death of his wife and son. Hey.
What the fuck?
Interesting story.
Okay.
We do get, I believe we're counting this as number 6 for near invulnerable when I'm blasting. Sam says it when he's rescuing Berto's mom.
Okay, we're at 6. Should we have been counting Magnum P.I. references too?
No, I think they will be ever present if these first 7 issues are any sign. All right. We're in South America. The New Mutants are traveling.
Yeah. So, okay, let me try and figure this out. So, Emmanuel was telling his wife not to go on this trip because it's too dangerous.
Right.
So then he hires, and so the Hellfire Club, who's trying to recruit him, he hires them to kidnap his wife so that she can't go. That
Right.
fails because they think Axe is going to be good at something. And they think
But
the new
also
mutant,
they're saying because he said kidnap her but do not hurt her.
Okay, so if Axe was allowed to hurt her, he would have succeeded.
Right. That's the Hellfire Club's perspective on it.
And they didn't think the New Mutants were going to be any good.
Right.
But
already underestimating them.
They didn't learn their lesson with the X-Men. They're like, oh, these are other mutants. We can underestimate them. Other mutants trained by Charles Xavier. Like, what are you fucking doing? So then, okay, wait. Why? So why is he doing this? He's doing this because he has interests in the Mediera.
Right.
And he doesn't want her to discover anything interesting there that'll cause the government to say, hey, don't do stuff here. Don't mine here.
I think they do a little more clarifying in the next issue, but yeah, essentially the expedition is potentially going to discover some like valuable parts, or it seems like there's some conservation effort related to this expedition too that would definitely shut down mining in the area.
Well, I guess, I mean, if it's like the UNESCO would be like, you can't mine here if you found like the United
Sure.
Nations, World Heritage Foundation or whatever, wouldn't, if you found something archaeologically important, right? So maybe it's that. But also, he tries one time, fails, and then he's like, all right, fine, kill my wife and son.
I don't think he says kill my wife and son.
Well, but that's what Sebastian Shaw says. He's like, you're gonna go through this even if it means the death of your wife and son. And he's like, yeah.
Should we wrap this episode up with one more New Mutants issue?
Yeah, I want to see if Emmanuel da Costa kills his wife and son.
All right, let's find out in New Mutants number 8, The Road to Rome?
Chris Claremont writer, Sal Buscema penciler, Bob McLeod inker, Tom Orzechowski letterer,
Job.
Glynis Ween colorist, Louise Jones editor, and I don't know, dumb idiot dummy man chief. Release date June 6th, 1983. Cover date October 1983. Jim Shooter. We start in the Amazon jungle where Rain, prowling in full wolf form, hunts down Danny Moonstar. They're playing hide and seek.
Oh.
A little training exercise as they trek through the rainforest that's cut short when Rain overheats and starts to feel faint. Roberto and Sam, after hiding for way too long, walk up to see Danny creating a small snowstorm illusion and Rain rolling around in it like a puppy. We learn that Danny's honed her abilities and to be able to discern between fear-based and desire-based images.
Nice.
Yeah. When Sam gets bored and goes off for a workout, we also learn that he's been practicing his maneuvering as he rockets through the forest like a slalom, zipping in and around the dense growth. He does eventually hit a tree, though, and Birdo destroys it in Sunspot form before it can fall anyone. He punches a tree apart.
Pretty good.
Just a real good punch. Tree explodes. Once they wrap up their games, I can do that, by the way.
What?
Yeah. Once they wrap up their games, the gang hooks up a satellite comm to reach out to Xavier and ask if there's been any update around Jan.
I love, there's two things we get here. Number one, seeing just their powers evolve, right?
Yeah.
Issue 8, it took so much longer. I mean, they were training, they were honing, but for there to be like an actual tangible evolution in their powers. The other thing is the tech. They set up a whole satellite and little computer situation to contact the professor.
The professor, well, he tells him to accept the reality that Jan is gone. Fuck off, dude.
Jesus Christ, man.
We thought he had learned his fucking lesson. Anyway. And focus on the expedition they've joined. he's busy training Team America
Oh my god.
and can't provide them constant updates on the situation.
You can't just keep calling me. I am training the motorcycle guys.
What's he like? Okay, first of all, I'm so glad they didn't appear in the X-Men.
Yeah.
But second of all, it shows them like in the danger room, so sweaty. What is he What are they so sweaty about? Is it that taxing summoning a fifth guy?
Or maybe it's a lot of work to ride a motorcycle. I've never actually ridden one. But maybe
Oh god, I rode my motorcycle for so long. I gotta catch my breath.
It's so I got so mad when I saw their face, even though it's just sort of in the bottom corner of a panel to show us that they're still there. Why are they still there? There's no reason for them to still be there. Are they going to be back?
Get rid of them. Let them die. Let them die. After the call, Danny notes there's something in his voice. He's not telling the whole truth about Shan.
You're right.
Yes, good fucking instinct. Maybe she talked to the X-Men and found out he lies all the fucking time. The team heads back to the expedition boat, and Danny decides she's going to take a shortcut by swimming through the Amazon River, despite everyone's warnings not to go swimming in the Amazon River.
Haven't you ever seen Anaconda?
An evil-looking crew member sees this from the boat, privately chides her for being so foolish, and dumps a slop bucket overboard to stir up a school of piranha near Danny.
Oh my god.
Danny's able to use her powers on the whole school of fish, and they start swimming away.
They're scared.
Sal Buscema, which we didn't talk about. Sal Buscema is drawing. He's been drawing New Mutants for a little while. We didn't talk about him. We have seen him before. He drew X-Men number 66, where they kidnap Bruce Banner after they fight the Hulk.
Yes.
It's like it's the issue that got the X-Men canceled. But yeah, like, okay, so Sal Buscema and Chris Claremont wisely decide, like, okay, we're not gonna show what a school of piranha are afraid of. It's gonna stay off panel.
But they do a great job. Sal Buscema does a great job of showing that these fish are scared. You can see it on their faces.
Yeah. He's like, he spent a lot of time in the aquarium banging on the glass and then taking down notes about what the fish's face looked
like. Piranha are one of those things that we mentioned from time to time that seemed like a huge deal when I was a kid and have not come up in a long time for
just
me.
Like, I've got to figure out how to deal with these things because they are clearly a part of adult life.
Yeah.
Despite knowing it will reveal his powers to the expedition crew, Sam rockets over the water and picks Danny up, crashing them both into the mud on the other side of the river, right at the feet of a native tribe sporting spears and shields and bikinis. Yikes.
This is... I mean, we all know about Chris Claremont's history with indigenous people. He does not seem to like or understand them.
No. And he doesn't understand what's different between one group of indigenous people from another one. They're all they all just do the same things and wear the same things. The natives start beating the shit out of Sam, but Danny steps in and takes the lot of them out.
She kicks ass.
Yeah, she kicks 3 girls' asses while Sam just tries to like hold one.
Yeah.
All but one of them run away. Sam managed to grab one of them to bring back to the boat as a prisoner.
Why?
Why are you kidnapping people? What? Why did you just take a random woman from the Amazon? Fucking what?
I guess we'll just take her back to the boat.
I guess I'll just take her. Oh, hey, these I guess we scared these indigenous people and they attacked us, so let's take one. They were clearly watching the boat, and maybe this woman can tell them for how long. Why? Why do you need to
What's
know?
the purpose?
Yeah, just get on the boat. They haven't. Back on the boat, the crew discusses whether or not they're comfortable with mutants on board. A man named Silvera is threatening mutiny if they don't kick the mutants off the boat, but Castro, the man that just tried to kill Danny, tells them to calm down. They're good kids.
There must have been another conversation planned here that ends up taking place off panel, because there's no reason for him to.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't. Yeah. I mean, and Roberto and Rain are standing on the ship.
Yeah, they're right there.
How did they get there? What? Did they swim across the Amazon also? Like, what are you doing? Okay. Roberto's mother tries communicating in every local language she knows, but can't get a word out of the prisoner. She also notes that her arrows appear to be from different locations, and her knife is made with a level of craftsmanship that none of the local tribes are capable of. I guess they couldn't have fucking traded with somebody.
Are they shut off from the rest of the world?
Even if they weren't, like, okay. All the while, the rest of her tribe watches from the banks with bows and arrows, ready to strike whenever Lady Amara gives a signal from the boat. Look, fucking Chris Claremont clearly knows absolutely nothing about what an anthropologist is.
Yeah.
They either invent robots or they make weird guesses about fucking where somebody found a knife.
This is impossible. They say that a lot.
Yeah. Cut to Rio de Janeiro, where Emmanuel da Costa, Roberto's father, is explaining his plan to mine the lands of Brazil, the Madeira specifically, to Sebastian Shaw. Only his wife's expedition could stop it, which is why he's enlisted the help of the Hellfire Club to stop the expedition, with the only condition being that they don't harm Roberto or his mom. As the new mutants reach that very same the Madeira, the Madeira, mountains towering into the sky, the captain explains to them that, according to legend, there's a secret city of gold hidden somewhere in the mountains, ruled by gods. I saw a movie about that once, but the Disney movie about that one. He also explains how dangerous the waters around there can be if you take a wrong turn.
Uh-oh.
Rain wanders down into the cabin, excited about what a great adventure this has all been. But when she hears violent noises coming from one of the rooms, she bursts in to find Castro beating the tied-up prisoner to try to extract info. Fuck. Ugh. When Rain tries to stop him, he strikes her, and she transforms into wolf form, sending him running out of the room in terror.
Wolfman!
She shifts back to human and starts untying the prisoner, checking for injury. Even though she can't speak English, Rain knows she can at least introduce herself. The prisoner understands and introduces herself as Amara. Rain breaks down a little, reflecting on how awful it feels to be looked at the way Castro looked at her when she transformed. So similar to the way the people of her hometown looked at her in horror. In Cannonball one time, remember?
Oh, yeah.
She sheds a few tears and thanks God that Amara can't understand any of the very vulnerable things she said. When Rain goes to tell Castro, though, she finds the captain dead with an arrow in his back. Before she can calm herself, Castro shows up and hits her across the head with the butt of a rifle.
Whoop.
When she comes to, she finds herself in one of the bedrooms with all the other new mutants, Roberto's mom and Amara, all just regaining consciousness. Although, they all just had their food drugged. It was only Rain that got in there.
When she comes to, she's like, why do I always have to get bashed in the head?
They burst out to find the boat empty save the captain's corpse, and the boat is headed straight for a waterfall with all the controls dead.
Oh no.
The boat flies off the water's edge and down, nose first, onto a big rock at the base of the waterfall, sending bodies flying everywhere. Sam thinks fast, grabbing Danny and rocketing her to shore before going back for more. There's a little flirty thing here.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, where Danny's like, hey.
Danny seems to have a flirty thing with everybody.
She's like, hey, I could get used to this. And Sam's like, hey, me too. Roberto sees his mother and tries to save her, but gets bonked on the back of the head and starts sinking into the river when Sam rockets in and pulls him out. but there's no sign of his mom.
Oh no.
Rain is able to shift between wolf and girl form to make her way up on some rocks and grabs Amara as she sees her floating by. When she manages to pull her out of the water, she sees that the water has washed away Amara's wig and the makeup on her skin. She's actually
no.
a blonde white woman.
Oh no, Amara.
Amara, come on.
You can't do that.
What? I wish you weren't about to become a big character of the New Mutants.
Oh no.
And what's more, she speaks English. Rain is mortified, but still
Of course.
saves her. As they regroup on the shore, they try to comfort Roberto about his missing mother, another woman drowned that he can't save, when they're interrupted by a legion of Roman soldiers declaring them slaves of Imperial Rome, to be continued. What?
I swear to God, if this is the Living Pharaoh again,
No,
I'm going
Pat,
to
it's-
shit my pants.
It's not the living. Keep your shit in you. It's not the Living Pharaoh, but it might be Maga Yogi.
That one I'm okay with.
If Warlock, aka the actual Merlin, aka Maga Yogi, comes back, man,
Ooh, what a
wow,
rush.
that's a lot of stuff. Okay, so in the X-Men, we get kind of like an ending. Like, okay, we are bringing a sort of an era to a close, right?
Yeah.
We're bringing the Cyclops thing to a close. We are finally closing the door on the Dark Phoenix. It's over. Like, sort of bringing it back to be like, okay, everybody has been adjusting to the death of Jean Grey for 30 issues now. And
Yeah.
this is us all. This is saying goodbye. It's over. And because it's over, Scott can move on with his life. And introducing, like, there's a new whole dynamic, right? Kitty and Colossus are now clearly, they've moved forward in their relationship. Wolverine has moved on from Mariko.
Yeah.
Because he has to. Storm is a different person now. Rogue is part of the team. And Lalandra's gone. The Starjammers are gone. And we have a new set of threats. Government sponsored mutant teams. Maybe.
Right.
Val Cooper. The Morlocks. We have a whole new world. Like, X-Men are about to enter a new era. But they're wrapping this one up first. And then in New Mutants, we're starting a brand new adventure.
Yes.
Right?
Which seems to be going somewhere. It's at least a 3-story arc, which is exciting. But also, their story is a little rough. We're back to, like, these late 60s, early 70s. Well, I guess we didn't really get through too much of the early 70s, but these late 60s, early 70s sort of plot lines and villains and just sort of like, even though there's an arc that covers the 2 issues that we read and however many we'll read next time.
Yeah.
They don't feel like the same story at all.
Right.
And I think what we're missing here from the New Mutants is a team effort at something.
Okay.
It is cool when they convince the Hellfire Goons that the house is haunted and, like, work together to take them out. But that's all we get when they're in the Amazon. It's all a lot of, like, individual or pair scenes. It seems more like a just display of powers across these 2 issues than it does like a team effort or a cohesive story or anything like that.
Well, this is kind of what we said in the last New Mutants episode is like the stories aren't good. Like there's not a lot there's, especially compared to what's happening over in X-Men. There's nothing really impressive going on. Like the villains so far aren't great. The artwork is fine, right? The adventures that the New Mutants seem to find themselves in are kind of like bland. But what's really good is this character work, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really growing an affection for the New Mutants with every scene, and yeah, there's some power showing off, but a lot of it is not super heroics, right? Like a lot of New Mutant stories are them just kind of goofing off and having fun and being kids, and
Yeah, yeah.
then
Being little weirdos.
rather than bursting in and saving the day, they're going on little capers.
Little capers.
Little capers. So it's not like I like Axe. It's not like I think this Hellfire Goon or Emmanuel da Costa plotline are like that great, right? Or whatever the fuck is going on here in the Amazon. But I do like them sneaking up. I like them like coming up with a little plan and sneaking in and trying to like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what you come here for, but I mean, just with the way that we're reading it, you know that it could be better.
Mm-hmm. You know what might be interesting to do in one of these future episodes is to sort of look at the early X-Men and look at these New Mutants issues and sort of compare what it was like to develop the X-Men versus what it was like to develop the New Mutants.
Which is is one of the things we loved about the beginning of the New Mutants is it seemed like they were speed running the first 5 years of the X-Men.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's just kind of stagnated.
Yeah, I just don't think Chris Claremont has the ideas for the New Mutants that he's having for the X-Men, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. He's writing a lot of words.
Mm-hmm. We'll get there, right? Like New Mutants is going to become a great book, but
good.
We're just not there. And I think we have another arc, maybe 2 to go before we start feeling like, okay, this is what I wanted.
He's got an eye out for stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it's Pat Deals and Steals.
That's right, folks. It is time once again for Pat's Steals and Deals. Matt,
I love that.
Today,
yeah,
I have one. It's not so much something you can buy as much as it's just
let's
a moment in history.
Okay.
Marvel's new cover format leaves more room for the art. It's more Marvel magic. Just letting us know that they've removed the banner from the top of every Marvel comic that says Marvel Comics Group. And instead they just put Marvel in the little, what do you call that thing? I call it the stamp, because if I were mailing it to somebody, that's where I would put a stamp.
I don't, I see what you mean. Yeah, I don't know. I know it has a name.
The box in the top left corner is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What I love about this is that they have a before and after picture. And number one, the before is a quarter of the size of the after. So it makes the after picture look huge. Each one is supposed to be just like an extreme close-up on the Thing's face, Ben Grimm's rocky face. And they want you to think it's the same image, but in the before image, he's grimacing and crossing his eyes. And in the after image, he's smiling and his eyes are normal. And they've also moved the logo so it's not in the middle of his eyebrow.
Right. This is like one of those commercials where they show a before and the person is like not only
Flumpy and unhappy and slouched over,
and they're in a dark room and there's like toilet paper hanging off the walls, and then they show the after image and they're standing like they're in a professional shot of like them on the beach.
It's exactly that. It's
very makeup and glistening, and they're doing the same thing here,
very cheeky.
Okay, so they're called corner boxes. They take away the banner, but they make the corner box way bigger.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
What's the point of the corner box? Why is that there?
And like they've done this in Marvel forever. Why put that there? I don't know.
Why not just say Marvel price Comics Code Authority approved? Anyway, I would buy this.
I think it's, I don't know. I'm guessing it's just tradition, right? Like, I mean, they've done this as far back as comic, and not just Marvel. DC used to do it too. So I don't know.
It's very silly.
It's kind of silly. Not as silly as when DC did those checker boxes. Remember in the 70s,
No.
DC did one side of their comic books was all checker boxes.
Oh, I wasn't alive for that.
Well, yeah, I would buy comic books too. So
He's got an eye out, stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it has deals and seals.
all right, everybody, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. And if you want to support the show, if you like the show and you want to support it, there's a brand new way. You'll either find it in this episode's show notes, or keep an eye on our social medias.
Socials, the Discord.
You can go to @Mutant Menace Pod on Instagram. You can also follow the Discord link in the show notes, or find us on social media. Any of those places, we will put a link as soon as it's up to our new Patreon. Go check it out. There will be a free tier with a reading list for the episodes coming up, and then there will be many more bonuses for the paid tiers. Also, you want to email into Pat's email corner. It's mutantmenacepod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. We love to hear from our regular emailers, but hey, new emailers are make new friends, but keep the old. Right? Is it to that?
What?
Is that the?
I have no idea what you're doing.
One is silver and the other's gold. No, you've never heard that?
You're just making up songs?
I think it's a Girl Scouts thing.
New words to Christmas songs?
I think that's what they use. I think they do. Anyway, we want new friends to email us.
Also, I have something to say, Matt, before you shut it all down here.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to give a big thank you to Julia Selly for providing the voice of Trish Tilby, as well as Krills Wilson for providing just about every song you've heard on the episode today.
Okay, I will let you do that. Go ahead.
I would like to give a huge thanks to Julia Selly for providing the voice of Trish Tilby, and to Krills Wilson for most of the music that you heard today.
Okay, you can go ahead and do it now.
Big thanks to Julia Selly and Krills Wilson for, respectively, the voice of Trish Tilby and the music that you heard today.
All right, finally, he gets it out. Look, thank you guys for listening, and we're going to wrap up the show the way that we always wrap up the show, right?
That's right, Matt. As always, like father, like son, yum.
And remember, good Lord, a tentacle?